Morning, YouTube. Hey, do you guys want to help me put a water pump on my motorhome? No? Nobody? Come on, don't you guys want to help? You're kidding me. Nobody. Nobody? Well, gee, thanks a lot.
What's this lying around shit? Well, what the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Anyways, I wouldn't want to work on it either. Here's the old pump, and this still turns, but it turns considerably harder than the new one. What had happened is I was coming down the highway and I could hear a belt squealing. I checked all my other accessories, alternator, pulleys, and air conditioning and smog pump and power steering pump, and everything was all right. So I'm figuring that since it was squealing and the temperature was rising, the water pump wasn't turning, or fast enough anyway. So put a new one on there and it seems to be fine. But I don't blame you one bit for not having to work on this or wanting to work on it. Best running carbureted Chevrolet V8 I've ever had. Well, that job's done. Well, back to Volkswagen. While I was waiting on my engine case, I decided that I would fix these seats, and it was what's wrong with both of them is the springs in the back were broken. So you know, it didn't spring. Well, how did I fix that? Well, what I did is I had found an old couch, and I found some pieces of spring like this, and I cut them out. They weren't exactly like that, but I made them work. And if it was broke, say right here, I just put it over the top of it, and then I took a bunch of baling wire and wired it on there. Because you can't weld that. If you weld that, it'll weaken it, and then you just bend it once or twice and it snaps right in half. So you have to do that. And then, of course, I used the good old urethane to cover everything up and kind of help cement the baling wire to the spring. I know that's a hokey, goofy fix, and for you purists, you're not going to like that. But I'm telling you, it works. Works fine, and you're not going to see that underneath all the padding and stuff. I had to weld the latch that slides it back and forth, and it hooks into position, the different positions. So I'm figuring that the latch on both of these is both on the passenger side, both on the right side. The latches are on the right side, but the adjusters are on, I think they're on the outboard side, and I'm not certain if that's true or not. Let me know if you know if the adjusters are on the outboard side. I think they are, if you happen to know. Both of these seats are the same. It's weird. They only made one seat. They didn't make a left and a right. The right fits the front, or right fits the left, and the left fits the right. They're exactly the same, only when you lay them out, or maybe they're not the same. No, they are not the same. They are different. They have, but I imagine you could probably take that out and turn it around. Not a lot of difference. Not a lot of difference. But the adjusters are both on the same side. Anyways, okay. Well, I'm back to waiting more for my engine case. I also put a second coat of sprayed a second coat on these all this tin, and so a little bit heavier paint job on it. When you spray this stuff, especially when you spray like Krylon or something like that, you gotta wait like 7 days before you spray it again, or it'll just boil right up on you. Ask me how I know. So yeah, okay. Alright, it's getting on to be the better part of 3 weeks, and finally that showed up, so we'll have an opening on that. In the meantime, I opened my block up, split my block open a little bit, so it would be easy to get all the parts out of it. I put all the nuts and bolts in a bag. That way I can put this case in there and put a note on it that tells when it needs to be line bored. So in the event that I want another fun engine or whatever I want to do something with, I'll know exactly what's what. But I took it apart so I could clean up parts and bag them, studs and oil pump and stuff like that. So we have that stuff all bagged up, and let's take this down and all the stuff. We'll put the box up on here, and we'll open it up and we'll see what we have. As a small businessman, I can't understand why a business would treat another person in such a fashion. 3 weeks is absolutely unacceptable from California to Oklahoma City. Absolutely, just that's pathetic. I can't understand why a business would do something like that unless they wanted to make themselves out of business really quick. So, and again, I bought this on price instead of buying it on. So again, you get what you pay for. Oh look, it's paper. That's great. I got paper. That's funny. What is it? What's it? It's a major award. Well, did they send me all my stuff? I thought I ordered more than this. I did. There it is. Well, in wonderful California fashion, because they know so much about engines and how these are assembled, they sent me one. There's supposed to be 6. Everybody knows it. 1 sealing ring. All right. Wonder if I have to wait 3 more weeks for 5 more. I think it's funny, isn't it? Kind of humor. I thought that was humorous anyway. Wonder if there's just half a case in here. This is the kit that goes with the block. It has all the studs. It has the pressure relief valves and springs and such. So that looks perfectly fine. We'll have to look at those O-rings there. I'll have to look at my order too, because I'm no fool, although a lot of people may think so. I know better than to order just 1 when I know I need 6. They know I need 6 too, which is, it's just, I'll have to ask them that question. Say guys, hey, let me ask you a question. How many of those go in a Volkswagen engine? 1? Well, it's packaged well. I might want to save this box here for my other case. Well, it's heavy, I can tell you that. Quite a bit heavier than my other case. So, let's not put all this stuff. It's a nice bag. Bag the other case all up. First thing I'm noticing is it's It's not like in the design, not like how it showed where it had one web that was full, completely filled up here. Probably they don't need to because it's probably a beefier block. Probably. I don't know. Curious. Nope, it does not have the pressure relief in it. No pressure relief. It's good. I like the brazing of that tube, looks really good. And the tube looks like it goes right to the bottom of the sump, which looks pretty good. All in all, the look of it looks really nice. Looks to be finished really well. Pretty nice. Flashing, extra flashing. No serial number under the generator stand. Not too bad. That almost looks like it'll work. Okay. Well, I'm going to get on the line with these guys and find out about my the O-rings and see what gives on that. See why they just sent me one O-ring. But in the meantime, there she is. Yay! All right, we'll start working on the engine immediately.